morning from Mumbai. We got up super early this morning to check out the local markets because apparently about 50% of the population here is employed at these markets. So yeah, Contiki does a really good job of kind of showing you that, showing us on the trip, not just sights, but also trying to introduce us to the culture and just kind of like how people actually live. So we started at a fish market and now we are at the famous Terminus station, if I'm saying that right. And I'm gonna get some coffee, finally, thank goodness. And then we're gonna go check out some other spots like a flower market and some other stuff. So let's go see Mumbai. Tour guide Fletch.
Tour guide Fletch, not yet licensed, but will be soon.
License him up.
Yeah. Dude, welcome to Fashion Street in Mumbai. We're actually in the quieter section.
I know, but like
it is absolutely insane. I mean, Fashion Street speaks for itself.
Oh,
Nothing
wow.
but authentic Adidas, Supreme, and Nike. We're running through the middle of Mumbai. Epic city, much more tropical than everywhere else we've been. And we're only here for a day, but I think it's my favorite so far, actually.
So we are in Mumbai. I'm obsessed with the city. It's seriously so cool. I think it might be one of my favorite cities in India so far, just because it's like so bustling. I'm obsessed with the plant life within the city. So we're actually only here for like 24 hours, which just does not even begin to do the city justice. I definitely hope to come back one day and get a more in-depth experience here, but for the time being we're getting to see little glimpses of local life. I've mentioned this in past videos, I'm just going to explain it again because I know some people will be wondering, but I'm here with the group called Contiki, which is basically the top social travel group for 18 to 35-year-olds, where you can just go on a guided tour to a really cool spot. So I'm in India right now. My goal is to kind of come see one of the 7 modern wonders. So I got to go to Agra and see the Taj Mahal, but I'm on this eternal India trip, so we're going to a bunch of different cities all throughout India. Now we're in Mumbai and we're about to fly to Goa, which I'm so stoked on. I've loved what they've done here because they show you really authentic glimpses into local life. I'm learning a ton about Indian history and culture, which to me is super important. I don't want to just come to party and see a few things. I want to learn about the people and what it's like to live here and how their culture works, what their religions are. And being in Mumbai, it's really cool to see. Obviously it's a massive city. There are tons of people that live here. There's people of all different levels of living as well. You'll see really beautiful, expensive buildings, but you also see poverty. But I think one of the biggest takeaways, honestly, in being in India so far is that despite these different levels of living, people are just generally very happy and kind people. I think a big part of that has to do with just the local religion and the spirituality here. Even if you subscribe to a specific religion, I think it's so crucial to try to learn about the religion of the country you're visiting, or at least kind of understand. We're about to head out with our big group of 30 travelers who have basically all become my friends. We're gonna go to Goa, which I'm super stoked on, to kind of get a little bit of a beach vacation in. We're just packing up and then we're gonna head out. He likes to live life on the edge. Rebel. We're currently at the Portuguese port here in Goa. We just walked all the way along the water.
Goa, India.
Wait, Titanic. Mom!
Hi. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. It's the Indian Ocean.
We are on the Indian Ocean. I am very rarely get sunburned, but I'm so sunburned right now. Going from New York to this just blasted us.
Yeah, I'm sunned out.
What? Beautiful place.
Beautiful. This is like the ideal way to end a long trip in India is Goa.
Except we're not done.
Oh, true.
But it would be.
Another leg. Stay tuned. Hello from Goa.
What up?
We made it after a long bus ride because the roads were shut down. And now we're going to get the final dinner of the group.
Very excited. First time going to the Indian Ocean, which is the last ocean that I have to knock off the list. I guess besides the Arctic, but that's gonna be a different vlog. In fact, the exact opposite of this vlog.
Yeah, honestly.
We are in as humid of a place as you could get. And it is beautiful.
Side note, we're walking down steps, if you couldn't tell, which is probably the worst time to film, but alas, here we are.
Sorry for keeping the vlog real.
We're just gonna keep it authentic.
Authentic.
Good morning from India. I'm currently in a small village a few hours out of Udaipur. So we're here with a group called We for a project called Me Too We through Contiki. They set up this trip, and basically they're a nonprofit organization that just helps these local communities. We are here to learn from them, hopefully get to understand their culture a little bit better, kind of see the work that this Me Too We group is doing here within India and amongst their other countries, and it just kind of allows me to be empirically informed moving forward so I can take what I've learned from this experience with me as I work on projects in the future, hopefully can support the people here, and then most importantly, let you guys know what's going on, what's important. And it sounds like they're doing a really great job with this kind of five-prong approach of education, water, health. But I'm super excited because today we're kind of doing a day in my life, but we're actually following a local woman that lives in one of the nearby villages and kind of doing a day in her life. So I get to kind of go and experience and see how she lives, learn from her, hopefully kind of get to understand who she is. So let's go film a day in her life. finished at that village a little bit ago and we got lunch and whatnot. And so now we're actually visiting a Hindu temple within this local area and kind of stopping by at this local lake and just getting a little bit more insight into the community here. That's been one of the really cool parts about being in India, is just learning about all the different religions. I've mentioned that in different videos, but it's just really great to kind of open your mind and see how other people think and act and how big of a role religion plays. So yeah, we're stopping this temple, really stoked. Still can't believe I'm here. Let's go check it out. Good evening from my little tent. Figured I'd give you guys a bit of an update of how today went, because I definitely feel like I learned quite a bit, experienced definitely quite a bit. So like I said earlier, I feel like this organization does a really good job of helping these people in a very organic way that's respectful of the tradition that they've had for thousands of years, but just kind of improving in small ways. For example, of like kind of improving upon the seed that they use for farming, so giving them like stronger seed so that like their corn comes out stronger. So they also have a school here that they've kind of built upon. A big thing too that I thought was really amazing is they've increased the attendance of girls from only 20% to 50%. Like for example, they've like provided girls with different toilet facilities, and that's like something as a Western I'd never even think about. This like allows girls who are going through puberty to feel comfortable going to school, otherwise like in the past they weren't. So there's just like lots of little things that I would never think about, and maybe a lot of you viewers would never think about because we just take it for granted. So it was just really cool to actually get to see that in person, because a lot of times you'll hear organizations that do this kind of work, but then to actually get to see it in person firsthand was just such an incredible experience, and I'm excited for another day. So see you guys in the morning. So we're starting off our morning with a little art lesson.
This is Kailash. He's named after Mount Kailash. He works in the city palace of Udaipur. Can you show us some of your paintings?
He like drew these sketches for us, and now we're getting to paint it in. So we'll see who's is best between me and Fletcher.
Yes? Who is it? No.
Look down and give me a dramatic look up. He's hardcore. Half sleeve. I wanted to kind of explain what we just got to experience. They work a lot in these local villages, like I mentioned earlier, and so they form relationships with the villagers that live there over like the course of many, many years. And so whenever someone comes and visits, they kind of like have they set up a time for like a little female circle where you can talk with the women and kind of learn more about them, and they're like super excited to hear about us, and we're obviously so stoked to like learn about them. And so it's kind of this like very cool,
That's India.
but it was a really cool dialogue, and of course they were like most curious about us. Like I love that just women are the same everywhere. They're like, oh, do you love each other? Like
We were asked
asking all the
about
questions.
20 questions. I think 19 of them were
We're like, when's
when
the
are
wedding?
we getting married? How long will the wedding be?
What do you do
when
for
your when are your parents gonna arrange it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was funny. It was kind of like a cute like,
it was
women are the
cute.
same.
Yeah.
So we learned that a lot of the women got married around the age of 12 and then had children by the age of 16, and not all of them like would move in right when they got married. You'd kind of like wait and live with your family, but you're like arranged to that individual. It was just really cool to kind of get more insight into their culture, and not just India, but specifically in kind of the smaller villages with people who have kind of maintained these traditions that have been around for thousands of years, and how they live their life. So now we're at this beautiful fort, and it's gorgeous, and I'm out of breath.